Welcome back, everybody, to TFConnect 2020, supporting special effect right here on the Crits Cast. We have Shining Sombreros versus Syringe Gun Noises on Sunshine and Product, and joining me is DolphiN and Swish. Welcome.
We can kind of go over the rosters and kind of talk about the players that are playing. I can go over Syringe Gun Noises, and just off the bat, looking at the roster, we see some familiar and popular faces. Players like Array7, Skyman Slash, and Maxbox are all going to be joining us on Syringe Gun Noises. Syringe Gun Noises also has Dan Greene, Beef, and Noltox on the team. But I'll hand it over to DolphiN for Shining Sombreros.
Yeah, so the hombres in the Shining Sombreros, we have Chloe Mew, Captain Zapty, Deej Louise, like Jeez Louise, but Deej. Bonk Nickeltoon, which out of all these rosters is my favorite name. Bonk Nickeltoon. But lastly, we have Lorgruk finishing up the roster. So the first map that we're going to be going on is Sunshine, a favorite of mine.
For me, at least, it's hard to say if there's going to be a clear winner. I kind of want to say that I want to see some cool plays from Array7 and the rest of the team on Skyman's side, but anything's possible.
Yeah, definitely. And as we come into the first mid, I see Captain arriving pretty quickly on mid. See if he can trap out Choke. And it looks like the Array7 team is coming through Choke, but they're going to find a lot of stickies.
Absolutely. We see some good pressure right now from Captain. Oh, never mind. He's going to get killed to not Noltox. We see some bombing right there from Max, trying to create pressure, and it looks like they lose 3 players. Zappy going down, Theo also going down. 2 players alive on Team Red as they have to back out and kind of hold second.
Yeah, as we saw last game, the Pyro with the scored shot coming out. Medic Zapty getting spammed into the choke, sadly dying. Array7, of course, on that quick fix as we saw, and it looks like they're going to be able to capture this second and push into last with even Ubers.
Now they are running a spy on the red side, so I wonder if he can actually get a pick onto Array7 here. Anybody who's pushing on the left. He's coming around right behind Array7 right now, kind of trailing him. Gets a pick on Array7, so no med on blue side as they lost a soldier as well. So Red could definitely collapse on point and just kill the remaining players with no heals. Absolute carnage here as we see Chloe getting some good picks right there, kind of cleaning up the rest of the players on Team Red and kind of pushing them out of lobby, trying to take space for his team and try to pressure. And as they can try to take second.
Yeah, Noltox trying to take lobby back, but it seemed like after the medic died to the spy, they couldn't really follow up with much because the health advantage was too much. And so they're trying to push into second. However, with Array7 doing that quick fix, they're going to have the health that they need to defend. However, Zapty is almost at the Uber, so let's see what they choose to do for this push.
And it's just kind of a stalemate here as both teams are kind of waiting for Uber. Array7 nearing it. Zappy actually having Uber charge. Both teams on quick fix. So they're trying to pressure out. Oh, getting a stab right there. Theo kind of creating space for Team Red as they try to pressure right now and trying to get high ground. As we see Chloe kind of taking the chip damage with the other scout on Bats right there. Just trying to pressure, trying to get something, try to deny them crit heals.
Theo taking down Array7, just
right there.
working in the middle of all of them. However, Zappy just walks into blue team and unfortunately dies. This might be the final push.
Yeah, Theo he got some good space right there for Team Red, but unfortunately they kind of just all walked in at the wrong time. They didn't really have the. I think it was Zappy who just kind of walked out the players and pop quick fix. I don't really see what happened there. Kind of, I guess, leading the charge, which is not really what you want. Maybe if they had like a soldier bomb or kind of a scout lead that push, it might have worked out for them a little bit better versus kind of dive bombing as medic. But regardless, good pick from Theo.
Yep, as we can see, rollouts coming out once again. Demo for Captain is going to be arriving sooner, but he's getting bombed by the soldier, so we have to watch out for that. Maxbox coming onto the point, trying to cap. However, we have the soldiers on top trying to defend. Watch out for Theo on Array7. He doesn't want to make that mistake again. However, he gets taken down by Beef.
As we see some good pressure right now from the soldiers on Bell Tower, just trying to chase out Zappy. Array7 trying to pressure him as well as he can. Captain kind of getting alone here, getting pressured by Max. Going to get killed by explosive damage. I think he killed himself right there. So both teams kind of losing players on both sides, but both teams have Uber charge. Looks like Zapdy's going to quick fix Uber onto Chloe here as Chloe tries to get any kill she can. Going to lose to the sticky right there from Beef.
Yeah, Medic trying to get through choke while his scout goes through flowers. Actually, Mr. Bonk Nickeltoon taking down Maxbox, saving the Medic. Theo, however, is going to be under point, going for this backstab again. Array 7 going down.
Wow, good backstabs from Theo, continuously creating space and just getting some good, valuable picks for his team. As we see them getting ready to pressure out of second here, they have full momentum, you know, no heals on blue side. So they could just try to storm or roll this, just trying to dry push and try to get high ground and pressure. They could send a soldier bomb. They do have their flank scout Bonk coming through Cafe right here, just trying to pressure, forcing back. Looks like you got to pick on Beef as well.
Theo's on Array 7. Tried to spawn camp him, but he is able to get away along with Array 7. As looks like the Hombres are able to take mid and try to convert this into second. Looks like Spy going to be caught out, almost dying. And the push is coming in from the Sombreros.
Yeah, here's where the quick fix comes in. We see Zapdy bombing in with Lord, trying to get some space, trying to get as many kills as they possibly can. They get 2 scouts. This is humongous. They have a lot of pressure and a momentum that they could pressure into lobby right now. Oh no, the flare! The flare from Noltox going to get a good flare kill on Zapdy, and Captain going to die to Afterburn as well. That was really good. They got
Theo's
2 scout picks there.
Almost. He almost got it. He tried to cloak behind, however,
Close.
Skyman switching on scout to save the round.
Yeah, we didn't really think that Power was going to be, you know, a massive defensive stopper, but I guess Noltox just kind of came out with the flare there, the air blasts onto Lord, was just kind of able to stop that entire quick fix push. And then Team Boo was just able to, you know, Syringe gun was just able to re-pressure and take back lobby and take back second.
Yep, and then on that mid fight, we only had 2 players on mid trying to defend. However, their reinforcements were unable to get in. Oh no, Theo taking down Array 7 again! When are they gonna learn? You gotta look behind. You gotta spy check. You guys have a pyro. Oh no.
Yeah, they have a pyro as well. That's crazy. This is the 3rd pick I think he's got, maybe 4th. I don't know. I haven't been counting, but I definitely know that Theo has been getting a lot of stabs on Array 7. Something has to change. They got to do something. Otherwise, they're going to be at consistent Uber charge disadvantage, and that's going to cost them.
Yep, as we can see there, Sombreros are gonna move through Cafe, trying to push on mid here. They do have full Uber advantage. They do take down Skyman, and it looks like the needle gun is going to try to kind of disperse, and they do go down to only 2. That quick fix is going to save Zapdy from Noltox, and that's a wipe.
We saw some good bombing right there and just all the explosive damage. Noltox, one remaining survivor, going to get cleaned up there. So technically was a wipe. Skyman, the only spawner that they have right now, they just got a few, are going to try to back out a second and be able to hold. Once again, he's coming in behind. As Array 7 sees it, though, and is able to turn around after the 3rd time. You know, 4 times a charm, but I guess it didn't work for Theo this time.
Yep, but he succeeded in making the team look back. He's going for it again. Takes down 1. Oh, able to take down Array 7 as well.
Array 7. If not the knife, the gun.
Yep, that's going to be an easy point. However, the pyro is coming out. Zapdy quickly fixing, trying to pop here, does save his team, and that's only Skyman alive in lobby. Trying to fight Captain, but that's going to be another advantage for the Sombreros. Trying to push into last. They should be pushing this before the reinforcements come in for metal syringe gun noises.
Yeah, they had so much momentum there. They had 4 players down. I'm surprised they didn't just steamroll into last, but I guess they wanted to just kind of get everyone buffs, make sure they're healed, not anybody's low. They get a demo pick right there. Bonk just taking out Beef upper right, which is actually huge because now they have no explosive classes that can kind of stop them from pushing in. As we see Bonk kind of pressuring on the left side, wanting to walk in. He's saying to his team, come on, let's walk in. We have Uber charge advantage. We just got a demo pick. You know, what are we waiting for? Maybe for a spy pick. You know, they have Uber charge now. It's quick fix, but they still have Uber charge. You know, no demo once again to stop them from walking in, except for maybe a purr on the left side. They waited too long, and Captain actually got flare punched. God, Noltox just landing his flares today. It's actually insane. He's actually pressuring them, force their quick fix Uber in lobby, and is going to force them back almost single-handedly. What the heck? One
he was
pyro
reflecting
against
everything.
6 players.
They had no match for him. They popped the quick fix, but Noltox was just reflecting everything, flare punching, and saving the team. Theo tried to go in for a pick, however, Array 7 did look behind. He is very close here. He's decloaking. Oh, almost gets him. If he got him, I would have freaked out.
I mean, they kind of. Oh, the drop right there from the pipe onto Array 7. That was nice. But as I was going to say, they had all the momentum in the world. Once again, they're 4 down on Team Syringe Gun, 5 down. I'm surprised that Shining Sombreros isn't walking. Well, they are now, but it's surprising that they didn't walk before. They had 4 players, but they kind of sat in the lobby, and they could have gone in, but they kind of waited a little bit too long. It doesn't matter. I mean, they still got the round, but they definitely had a lot of momentum, and they didn't really choose to take it until it was almost too late, and they were able to kind of salvage it with the drop. Some good pipes from Captain on Array 7, and so that kind of allowed them the ability to push in and take last because of the drop, and also the fact that everyone else just kind of collapsed and cleaned up everybody in lobby. But they had all that space there. They could have taken it, and they didn't really choose to, which was fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. On this mid-fight, we can see Beef actually coming forward. Scout on Chloe Moo, taken very low health. Dan Greene gonna die here. Theo coming in, deep behind the team. A lot of syringe gun noises are hurt. They do back up a little bit. Trying to get those picks. Theo should be uncloaking Seer on Array 7. Gets him again. No. But it looks like all of the Sombreros are going to be hurt. Actually, both teams are pretty hurt, but it looks like the syringe gun noises are going to take mid-fight.
Yeah, they kind of, actually on Team Sombrero, they kind of left Zappy there. He was alone in choke right there, and just Skyman kind of walked at him and was able to kill him. So it was very interesting that they did get a pick on Array 7, but it didn't really matter. It kind of cancels each other out because they also lost Zappy there. So both teams are kind of going to come up with about even Ubers. Looks like Zappy has a little bit of heal add, just maybe with spawners and such. So Array 7 is going to be at slight disadvantage, but it's quick fix, so it doesn't really matter in this situation. It's so slight. It could matter in the long run if they choose to go for a quick bomb or such, but it kind of looks like a little bit of a stalemate. We see 2 scouts just trying to fight Skyman. Skyman perhaps trying to go in for a med pick, was unable to get it, and is going to die to Chloe.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if you saw that, but Array 7 spawned at last because, like, he spawned at last, but he had nobody coming back for him, so he's going to have such a big disadvantage. But they're still going to try to push through Cafe. Theo's right behind them. They're popping the banner as well. Maxbox being taken down. Array 7 versus Theo, part 17. Almost gets Array 7, but the soldier might follow up to get him. Yep, Array 7 going down. Skyman probably going to be taken down as well. Theo helping out. Soldier's going huge, but we still have Dan and Noel on second. Not long before they get taken out and wiped.
Yeah, we saw Dan Greene, bomb from Valley there and get some substantial amount of cap time. Almost got the drop onto Zapti there, but Zapti did have Uber charge and popped. Was able to latch onto, I think it was Lorg. It was either Captain or Lorg, and I didn't see. Was able to kind of live there and just kind of wipe everybody who was trying to walk into second and collapse onto syringe gun noises. And so that allowed them to kind of pressure into second right now. However, both teams about even Ubers. It could be anyone's game. They're kind of playing it slow. It looks like we see Lord try to go for a sack, but get denied. Took a pipe to the face from
Theo.
Beef.
Theo tried to decloak, but that exact same situation, taking down Array 7 on those exact staircases. They finally learn. Trying to push into mid here. However, they don't have their heals with them, so they do lose Skyman, but the Sombreros are 2 down, so Array 7 and the team are trying to push through Cafe while they're distracted with Beef in the mid. They pop the quick fix out, both teams, and let's see what happens during.
Yeah, they were kind of a little bit uncoordinated there. They sent in Beef through Choke, but the rest of the combo rotated through Cafe. Beef was the first one through, and the rest of Syringe Gun Noise's combo was through Cafe, so they kind of were a little bit staggered away from their demo man. They did drop Beef, but were able to get enough picks onto Sombreros, kind of there in their choke. But very interesting. They were not really coordinating with Beef. It kind of looked like they wanted to kind of wrap around from Cafe while everyone was distracted. Unfortunately, they did lose their demo man, which kind of slowed down their push a little bit, but they were able to kind of get mid and are starting to pressure right now through the enemy choke.
Yep, Theo once again decloaking on Array 7. Scout coming in to help out. And looks like the Sombreros are going to try to peek here with the Scouts all in upper lobby, as the other team is all on point.
And they're kind of playing it slow right now. We see Sombreros just kind of chilling in lobby right now. Looks like they're kind of building on last. Yes, we see Bonk
Dan
and
Greene
Zappy
coming into
building
last, trying to
Ubercharge.
back cap.
Oh, and they
Doesn't
do
succeed
drop
there.
Dan and Beef right there. So both teams will get Ubercharge. And it's kind of a stalemate. They are pushing with 4 players. They do pop Quick Fix, leading on Nickeltoon right now, getting the force onto Zappy. Zappy kind of low, having to back up into spawn. This might cost him the game because nobody's able to stand on point. Theo, the last remaining health, gets slapped right there, the whip. Oh my gosh, it's Zappy right now trying to Uber Saw, save the day. Unfortunately, gets air blasted and Nickeltoon and is unable to stop the cap. There we go. We see Syringe Gun taking the round right there. It's 2-1.
Yeah, that was very close. Zappy trying to salvage it. Looks like I'm gonna watch Captain on this rollout. It does seem like he's very weak, so it'd be a little delay. You do still have the Pyro and the Spy coming out. Doesn't seem like they're taking the no restriction to do actual snipers or any other classes here.
Yeah, we do see a little bit of outclassing. Nickeltoon, I mean, despite the fact that he's running power, he's still doing an amazing job. He's top scoring right now with 44 points and was able to stop countless Ubers and force them and stuff them in spawn. So he's definitely done a lot for his team. It's pretty incredible to see him kind of actually be viable on Sunshine. This is actually really good for him, though, because he's just kind of making space for his team as Pyro, and he's gotten them 2 rounds so far, so you can't bash the guy.
On that mid-fight, looks like Sombreros are playing very passively. Theo just watching, waiting for Array 7. They do try to go through mid. Oh no, Array 7! Nickeltoon, he air blasted them into Array 7. Array 7 dropping.
That is severely unfortunate. Well, we see Zappy going to get Ubercharge pretty much full out at this point. They say no med, no power. We're going to walk and take mid. As we see them leading kind of pretty much on Captain. Oh, the pipe, though. Captain's going to die to Beef's pipe. It still doesn't matter. They still have full Uber ad, so they could try to take Cafe with a Scout and Soldier. Or they could try to push through Choke. Ray 7 and Nickeltoon just got to spawn together. They are going to be a little bit slow to get to mid. And they actually did drop 2 players, Captain and Theo, so it's going to kind of slow down their push. They're probably going to wait for spawners and then re-aggress once they have everybody. It's also interesting to me that they're still running Spy. Theo has gotten some good picks on Array 7, but they kind of expect it now. And, Nickeltoon is kind of turning around a little bit more along with Array 7, kind of playing a little bit more of a combo power.
The crits.
Which is very interesting that they still want to run Spy. Will Theo switch off to something else? Maybe a second Soldier. He might play something else. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that was really weird there. The Sombreros had full Uber advantage. I didn't know it, but they were actually running crits. So it seemed really weird to push last while you have Uber disadvantage. Of course, with that wipe, both the Max Box and the Skyman are going to be able to cap last. And it's currently 3-1 for Syringe Gun Noises.
And one thing I noticed, you said you were kind of looking at Captain's cam on the roll, and I was kind of looking at Beast as well. And it's kind of interesting that he didn't really roll out. He's just kind of walking. He's relying on whips to get to mid somewhat fast. And I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, of course, with the unlocks, whips are going to be the #1 key for getting to mid-fight very early. Captain actually going behind. It's a flank demo this time. We'll see if he can maybe take down Array 7. Does take down Dan Greene. Theo trying to coordinate with this, decloaking. Let's see if he gets Array 7. Almost,
and
but
I don't know if you caught it, but
him
Captain
out.
did come from behind, was able to get some good spam onto Beef, but Beef is actually going to get Captain to Crater. So they did lose 4 players on Team Sombreros, so Syringe Gun Noise is definitely going to win that mid-fight, and once again are going to have Ubercharge advantage. But looking at Array 7 still on the quick fix, we see them walking out of Cafe right now, very confident in taking second. Just having to watch out for traps as, they dropped before to Captain, so gotta watch out for those, but they should be able to take lobby with a good amount of force here. As we see kind of Sombreros pressuring, deciding to still fight second despite the fact having full Ubercharge disadvantage and not having a substantial amount of heals. They are going to play close into lobby and not all the way back on the last build. We see Lorg try to go for a bomb there, going to get shut down by Maxbox. Going to get in the crater. They are playing close in lobby, as I said before, which is very interesting, knowing that they are at full Ubercharge disadvantage.
Yep, as we saw there, Lorgruk tried to bomb in once, got denied, tried to bomb in a second, denied as well. Theo, I think, switching off for the round. I think maybe the rest of the match, I don't think he's getting the picks that he wants. Captain going down to the Pyro. And it looks like they're already trying to cap last. Lorgruk and Bonk Nickeltoon trying to survive, trying to, keep keep them for another day, but this is truly going to be hard for them. Only now getting reinforcements. 2 scouts. Scout got to stand on point. 2 versus 1.
Yeah, and they take the round. Yeah, so as I thought, we saw Sombreros kind of playing a little bit aggressive in lobby. They were running crits, so they probably did want to get uber charged, but they weren't really building. They were just kind of sitting there. And Array 7 already at full uber charge for his quick fix. So all you had to do was just walk in, and we saw, I think it was Noltox getting a pick on a scout, or they had some good momentum there. Just somebody was dying on bats, which allowed them pretty much to take lobby there. They kind of cleared the traps, Noltox with the air blast. They kind of walked in and just killed everybody who was remaining there. And it was very interesting, once again, to see them kind of stay in lobby and not play last, kind of play it slow. But let's talk about the mid.
Yeah, Captain doing a huge air shot to start it out. Zapti actually running on crits right now. I think last time they had it, they popped it, killed the medic. However, they need to be more careful with the med, taking damage than if he was running quick fix. And he already gets taken down. Rest of Sombreros, terrible health. I think this is the mid fight for Syringe Gun.
I agree, and I think they've pretty much won almost all of them. As we see them getting some good picks early on, Zapti going down, Captain going to die to Skyman. We see some good pressure right there. I think Beef, despite him actually not really having the rollout down and just receiving whips, he's actually been able to dish out a substantial amount of damage for his team. Skyman and Maxbox, and of course Dan as well, being able to just kind of collapse on the damage that Beef is doing on the mid fight, getting substantial high ground on Bell Tower, and just kind of spamming out Captain and the rest of Sombreros, and being able to secure the mid fight for Syringe Gun.
Yep, as we can see here, Array 7 popping that quick fix. Trying to get through. Sorry, I'm not sure if you can hear the helicopter above me, but they're trying to capture the point. They're just standing there. Captain, the only one left, and that's going to be the round. Seems like they just rolled back through it. 5-1.
Well, there you go, folks. 5-1. Syringe Gun going to take the W on this map.
Hold on, we're doing a European event, gentlemen. We are going to be doing a round difference of 5 within a 30-minute time limit. So Blue Team still got one more round they need to win. I almost made the same mistake earlier, so do not worry.
Sorry,
I was kind of sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
They know? Are we doing NA rules? Is ESCA and RGL?
Yeah, sorry, we're the bum Americans.
We're Americans. We think everything is for us.
I mean, we are.
One more round to go.
How we play the game, but
well, you know what? We get one more round of action, so I guess we can be thankful for that. Actually, this is pretty interesting too. A lot to talk about. We see Syringe actually going to lose that mid fight there. Looks like Sombreros doesn't want to give it up right there.
Array 7's fighting for his life.
Oh no, going to get the saw to Captain there. Trying to run away. Being double teamed right now. Gonna die.
That was very close. Skyman maybe deciding against just jumping into Sombreros. Getting some spam out onto the point, Beef is. Trying to secure the second point, maybe take down a little bit of the team while they're all like clumped up. So looks like they're just trying to hold the lobby here, as Zapti does have 100% quick fix. Or actually, they're running crits. I stand corrected. We'll see if maybe they can get it off into the Captain getting it, and they're gonna have to, go for Dan, the engineer. We have to go for Array 7 with that quick fix. They're gonna have to use this wisely.
Yeah, we see Noel coming in from behind, getting a pick on a Chloe there. Chloe also on the Pyro Theory. However, Noel is just a little bit too late, and his end will stop the substantial amount of cap time that Sombrero is getting, and Zapti and Bonk are going to finish the cap. There we go. There's the round. So they are going to play actually a little bit more, because they almost had the victory.
Let's go, baby!
Absolutely. Is the comeback possible? We'll see.
We saw the Pyro double reflect kill on that last, and if we were running the NA config, that would be it there, but maybe we're going to have the Sombreros doing a comeback.
And looking at the mid fight here, we see Beef actually doing the somewhat rollout. Going to get to mid about the same time as Captain. Looks like they're going to take right side and start fighting their Cafe. We see Skyman already pressuring on their Tetris. However, going to get stopped by Few and Bonk, the 2 scouts. If they kept wrapping right, they would have been able to pressure Sombrero right there into main. Maybe even get a good bomb onto Zapti. Substantial cap right now for Syringe Gun noises. But however, we do see them kind of taking space on the high ground, being able to pressure. They did get a pick on Lorg and Bonk. It's two players down on both sides, and Array is actually going to get dropped right there to Captain. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think that crits definitely saved them. That was a really long mid fight. It could have gone for anybody, but because of that uber build advantage, they were able to pop that crits. I don't know if Syringe Gun Noises forgot they were running crits, or they thought they would switch off, but it definitely took them by surprise.
Absolutely, and we see... Oh, they got a heavy off class now. We got Dan on heavy, gonna pressure into lobby. Looks like he's running Natasha. Got tired of Theo and Bonk creating all that space.
He's so aggressive. He's not gonna let them try to get in lobby here, but it is gonna require lots of heals. Not necessarily the best idea to have your heavy be the most forward person, but maybe he wants to do that. He wants to get everybody's, you know, rockets and scattergun shots out so his team can finish up on the team.
Yep, we see him getting a good spam onto everybody. It's pretty much just denying crit heals onto the enemy team that is sitting on top of second in the little concrete area. Just kind of pressuring from bats, kind of peeking there. He does have Uber Charge with Array, so they might actually lead on a heavy. They do pop Quick Fix. We see Dan Greene going to peek out of Shutter here, just kind of Natasha everybody, getting some good damage on a Captain. Captain going to die to the Natasha. Also getting a good pick onto Theo. They do pop crits though. Array and Maxbox are going to die to this crits. But Dan Greene just still running the Natasha, no fear, walking out of Shutter there, not caring, cleaning up all of Sombrero. That is just kind of not really getting the heals from Zapti.
Yep, while they had Array 7, it seemed like they weren't able to connect with Captain to get that crits out. And that's going to be the second point taken away from them. And because both medics are dead, they are going to just be without heals. Dan Greene going to come into mid, try to slow them down, allowing his team to follow up and shoot them. Null coming through the choke here, trying to discourage the scout from coming through. Both teams recuperating, grouping together. Push comes out from Gun Noises.
Two excellent picks right there for Syringe Gun Noises, getting a pick on Captain and Lorg. So no soldier. Oh, and they get a pick on the Theo as well. Maxbox, I think, killing Theo in Valley there, or somewhere behind. So 3 players down on Team Sombrero. That is substantial momentum right there for Syringe Gun to take Cap. We do have a back cap. Bonk kind of sitting on second, trying to get the pick onto second, but unfortunately they had times 3 or times 4 on mid, was not able to get it. However, they do still have to worry about Bonk as he's pressuring mid once again. So it looks like Syringe is not really going to care and try to pressure second before Bonk gets that cap on mid behind them. But it doesn't really look like anybody's pressuring. Oh, there we go. We see Null coming up as a back spawner and going to clean up Bonk right there. So no cap on the mid as they are pressuring second right now. It is Maxbox who is taking on both Captain and Zapti, going to die to a crit sticky as the remaining players are just trying to back out and regroup. They do not have heals as Zapti is still running crits and is going to have substantial Uber advantage by the time Array 7 gets up.
Yeah, as we saw, Captain able to do that crits, kill the heavy. Theo, once again, trying to take on Array 7, does kill him in the cafe area. And even though Captain and Zapti were the only ones alive, Captain was like, you know what? I want to keep fighting. I'm not done yet. As we see here, as they're pushing to mid, we have Dan Greene on Sniper.
Yep, Dan Greene is just kind of holding the choke angle here, trying to get a snipe on anybody he's peeking. This is pretty good for Team Syringe as they have somebody who's kind of locking down the space, preventing them from pressuring, or preventing Sombreros from pressuring, I should say. But once again, as we look on the left side, we see Zapti has Uber Charge advantage, about 30%. I believe they are still on crits, actually. Never mind. Well, it doesn't matter anyways, because he is going to go down to a rocket from Maxbox. Maxbox going to use a momentum, realizing that everyone is down. Going to try to walk in a second here. Die to his own rocket to Bonk. Kind of jumped on his head right there and just kind of surviving, but going to die to a detonator shot from Null.
Yep, as we can see, Syringe Gun Noises taking a second. With that push out from the Crits Krieg, it seemed like they had a premature coming out. So a lot of times you might see teams running Crits Krieg and they kind of hide for a second. They pop it and then they push. However, because they pushed early, Captain was able to die, and it looks like almost a back cap from Skyman, but that Uber just failed because they went out too early without having Crits Krieg yet.
Theo once again on Array 7. Array 7 turns around to see him in time. Gonna get a stab on Dan. Gonna get a butter knife onto Array 7, but it's not enough to kill him. Array 7 is gonna back out with max box right now. They gotta retreat, not healthy. Array 7 down to 53 HP, so Theo was able to kind of get a stab onto Dan and kind of pressure out Syringe gun noises and kind of allow Sombreros to take space out of lobby and pressure once again onto second.
Yep, as we can see here, Syringe gun noises trying to assert their dominance, trying to get Dan Greene into the fight, trying to make that space for him to effectively snipe the other team. As we can see, Zapti down to 30 HP, full Uber. He's gonna have to pop it soon. Never mind, as he drops from a sticky from Beef.
Oh, Theo getting a stab right there on Beef. He's chasing Array 7 once again. Is he gonna get the stair stab? Nope, he's not. One player remaining. It's just Chloe. Can she stop them all? She's gonna retreat. Kind of play under second here. Actually gonna leave into lobby. So we see Syringe gun noises taking space, capping second here. Array 7 going to have quick fix Uberad, about 100% actually, as we see Zapti kind of spawning and kind of playing around the right side of last, just kind of waiting for spawners. They do have an Enchiop class, so can they get it? Never mind, time is up.
Yep.
All right, well, to cut that short, that'll conclude it for the first map. There we go. So 5-2, Syringe gun noises taking the dub on Sunshine. But we'll move on here. I think we're going to get started. Both teams have readied up and let the match begin.
Yep, just waiting. There we go.
This is the captain
countdown.
I think I know. He better frag, or I'm going to message him and ask him how come he did not frag harder. So that's all I'm going to say in my preview of this match, but I'll let you guys go ahead and take it away with the actual casting of it.
Absolutely. We see Captain actually going to roll out Concrete. Already getting stopped by Skyman right there. Whole team's going to roll out Concrete. Very interesting rollout choice. They are actually going to get there faster for some reason, and going to start out pressuring off Array 7, pretty much locked off stickies. Unfortunately, Captain is going to detonate right there and unable to get the pick onto Array 7. They're actually going to back up for some reason, even though they have a substantial amount of player advantage. A lot of picks right there. We see Chloe kind of leading the charge, trying to air blast the projectiles from Beef. Beef going to die to Theo. Really good stab right there. They pretty much have all the momentum in the world to take point and hold it for a substantial amount of time. They are going to have a slightly better Ubercharge advantage, but Array 7 probably going to get by the time Max Box is going to get up again.
Yeah, on that mid-fight, we saw both teams running Concrete, which I honestly, as an observer, have never seen. But I think I think it says a lot about the teams. They're both 400 IQ. As we saw there, the Sombreros were playing more passive even though they were up, so they baited the other team onto the point to push back on them and trap them. However, we can see here with the push from Array 7 and Skyman, Zapti is going down from that Uber. So they did roll out with crits, however, not able to use it effectively.
Yeah, and we see Array 7 going to actually kite that entire Uber exchange. And going to live, going to survive, and is going to be having Ubercharge advantage. Slight, but still Ubercharge advantage. As we see once again, the combo for Team Sombrero is going to roll out Concrete once again. Choosing to neglect main, choosing to neglect Cliff. Concrete's where they want to go, and they're going to make it so.
Yep, as we can see there, Theo unable to make a difference here. Unable to frag. We did see Theo behind the team actually bumped into the pyro, however they didn't do anything. And Dan Greene switching up, going as sniper on this very sniper-dominated map. Zapti having to retreat with his pyro back into spawn, waiting for the response to come through. As Array 7 gets full Uber.
I'm expecting that they obviously know that Dan has a really good sightline on them when they roll out Concrete every single mid-fight. So I wonder if they're going to change up their tactics and start rolling out Cliff, or possibly through main under China. Yeah, looks like they do. They understand that there's a sniper sightline from Cliff to their Concrete. So they're going to start playing Cliff on the high ground. And it looks like Zapti's going to use onto Captain there and get a med drop on Array 7. Massive carnage as we see the scouts, Bonk and Lorgruk, going to get a good amount of pressure and just kind of clean up on everybody. Good crits right there from Captain as he gets a pick on Array 7. And everyone just kind of cleans up everyone at Syringe.
Yeah, unfortunately, since Array 7 is using Quick Fix, we can say that Array 7 bombed in with Null Tox into the other team, like on their cliff. Unfortunately, that mechanic being to their demise today, being taken down. However, Beef does take down Zapti at the very end of it, so that's at least one redeeming quality out of that.
And we see Syringe gun noise is going to start pressuring from main. Theo getting a stab right there on Maxbox. But Beef hears it in time and turns around, avoiding the chain stab. But Theo, nevertheless, actually getting he's on a 3K right now. He's top scoring with 15 points, so he's doing a pretty good job of getting some picks and actually making himself relevant on this Koth map, despite them having a Pyro.
Yep, as we can see, Dan Greene switching off a Sniper and switching onto Engineer. Theo, he's whiffing it! Almost get a race 7. It's RNG, I think, disallowing him from getting that pick.
And we see both teams popping Ubercharge, Crits versus Quick Fix, and he's going to get the drop onto a race 7. Nice sticky, he landed it right there. Race 7 kind of jumped on top of it. So it is 3v2, the remaining players. Captain trying to salvage this. He gets the pipe onto, or excuse me, yeah, he gets the pipe onto Maxbox. It's basically just a 2v1 here. Captain going to lose his med to a sticky, but unfortunately, or actually, going to actually get the pick onto Beef and actually win the 2v1, but loses med in the process. So Race 7 is going to have Ubercharge advantage, but Zapti, I believe, is still on crits, unless they have changed to stock. No, they're still on crits, so they will be getting Ubercharge at a good rate.
Yep. Gun Noise is trying to push in good reflect from Noltox, and it looks like Syringe Gun Noise is retaking point. Demo trying to come in, trying to double pipe a race 7, however, that's a wipe.
They get wiped. Yeah, see, they didn't really have to sack for point there. They had 4 seconds left, and the other team about 2 minutes, so all they really had to do was just kind of play it slow, regroup, and then you can push with players. But they all kind of just sacked for point, hoping that they could keep that 4 seconds and make it 0 and secure the round. I mean, they had plenty of time. They really didn't have to rush. And that was actually their downfall. They kind of lost at least 20 to 30 seconds here, all sacking for point right there, trying to get on cap and prevent the Syringe gun noises from taking it. So, all they really had to do, once again, I'm going to repeat myself, is just, they just had to wait, regroup with players, and push as a team.
Yeah, as we saw there, we already have Zapti and Bonk Nickeltoon building in spawn while the rest of the team tried to get a force. However, they're unable to find anything. Theo is behind, and it looks like they're going to try to go to Cliff to break this hold.
Oh, their Demoman is not up on Cliff. Never mind, there he is. He was a little bit slow. They're going to pop on Captain, leading, getting the drop on a race 7. Massive sticky, charged it on the Cliff. Got the sticky snipe on a race 7, and they're going to clean up everybody. Dan Greene, the only remaining player on cap. He's going to try to get a pick. Unfortunately, he's going to die. Wow, some good charged stickies from Captain right there. Seeing Array 7 behind the rock and sniping him with the crit sticky, dropping Array 7 and securing the round for Sombreros.
I just want to give a shout out to Chloe Mew doing a reflect, because at the end of that Uber, we saw pretty much everybody on the red team down to like 30 HP. Thankfully, Chloe Mew was able to reflect one of the rockets, otherwise that wouldn't have been successful as it was. And go ahead and take it on this mid-fight. Both teams rolling out the same on Cliff this time.
Yeah, we see them rolling out differently for a change. They decided to take high ground. Both teams, once again, as you said, rolling out Cliff. Dan Greene is going to die in the background to Bonk. 2 players going down, 3 players going down on Team Syringe Gun. Array 7 just kind of playing it cautiously on Cliff, getting spammed, going to get bombed now by Lurg. Unfortunately, going to go down to the rocket. So we see Zapti with about 90%. And they're going to actually get Ubercharge. They are still on crits. So all they really have to do is, if Syringe Gun Noises decides to roll out Cliff, is just charge a sticky and kill everybody. But we'll see where they roll out. Usually they've been rolling out Cliff. They've kind of changed it up from where they were. Actually, they're going to take it concrete. This is an interesting change. And actually, I don't know if you guys can see, but Array 7 also is on crits. They're trying the crits theory. Crits against crits. Fight fire with fire, right?
Of course. We did see Theo actually is trying to spawn camp. And the crits does come out, takes down Array 7, takes down Noltox. That might be good for them because, yeah, they lose the point, but they are going to have that advantage for the respawn timer. And
Theo, we did see him try to go for a stab off of Cliff. However, he's just going to kind of hang around, play a little bit sneaky, play it slow, wait for anybody to be unsuspecting, and hopefully get a pick onto a medic or something like that can allow his team to kind of pressure off of Cliff and get some momentum to take point, as we do see Syringe Gun Noises kind of playing a little bit cautiously on concrete, kind of baiting them cap and kind of collapsing on anybody who's trying to stand on it, as we see Captain kind of getting double teamed here, getting Boston Bashed on actually going to live. He is getting beamed by Zapti.
Yep, Noltox coming in, just picking off Zapti as he separates from Captain. trying to defend the point, but Array 7 is going to be on this crits advantage, and by the time that they make an actual push, Syringe Gun Noises is going to have the crits. So all they need is to know their location and the demo.
Yeah, we have Theo, definitely a location caller since he's running, I think he's running Cloak. However, he could just be on regular stock Invis. I think he's on Cloak and Dagger. Let me check that. No, he's on stock Invis. Okay, so anyways, he's still calling out their locations, getting some good information out for his team. Captain going to get killed by, I think it was Skyman. Oh, it was Dan. Dan from behind. Dan actually came all the way through main and was able to kill Captain. They weren't able to get much. They got Array 7, so they are going to have Ubercharge advantage. As soon as Zapdy's going to start beaming Bonk onto Cliff, they do only have one player left alive to stop Sombreros, and actually Skyman is going to go down to Chloe. So they do get the cap time. 2 minutes left on the clock for Sombreros.
I don't know if you saw that, but Theo just did some footwork on Noltox. I think the stream caught it as well. Noltox caught him out with some flames, but he just did a little sidestep, and as some people might call it, a face stab, but I call it welcome to TF2.
Absolutely, that pretty much summarizes it. Hitboxes in this game are crazy.
Bomb coming in from Bonk Nickeltoon, not able to find that. Theo trying to pick it off. I noticed Theo trying. Oh, actually, Zapdy going down from Dan Greene, flanking. And looks like Theo trying to come in for a pick, but he's getting caught out. I noticed every time he goes for Array 7 and his teammates, look out for him. So I think coming forward, he's going to have to focus more on getting the picks of people that are, stranded from the combo.
And actually, just kind of looking at chat, I see a lot of people kind of losing faith in Noel's Pyro on this map. I wanted to ask you, DolphiN, how do you feel Noel is playing? How do you feel Pyro is working out for Syringe Gun Noises on this map? Do you think it's working? Do you think it's kind of been a little bit hard for them? Do you think it's worth it to stay Pyro?
I'm not sure. As long as Noel, changes his playstyle, crits coming in here as Array is very low health. But to continue my point, I think it worked on 5CP because he was very aggressive. As we saw, he had the most DPM. However, on King of the Hill, it is a better choice to stay with your medic and be more of a combo class than a roaming class on King of the Hill. Like I said earlier, medic is very essential, and protecting it is just even more essential for survival.
Well spoken. I think that they definitely can do a good job of denying crits as long as he can land his air blast. So far, Captain has been able to land a few crucial crit stickies on Array 7 and actually get the drop, I think, twice, maybe even once. But, if Noel was there playing around Array 7, being able to air blast those stickies, then it would completely nullify, excuse the pun, the crits that Captain is running.
Yep,
very
right
good.
there.
I just wanted to say that. Very good pun there.
I didn't try.
In chat? Yeah, at the end there, Zapdy almost had crits, but 5 seconds more, they might have taken it. One team actually, they're doing a little mirror. One on Cliff, one concrete. Same classes as always. Theo gonna be behind Cliff, see what picks he can get. No sniper I can see, and it looks like Skyman trying to possess this point. We do have 2 players on each team on concrete. Noltox, like I said, he's going aggressive. He's going for that damage where I think he needs to be more of a protective class on this map.
As we see Chloe getting some good damage onto Beef right there, just kind of spraying flames. Oh, Array 7 getting chased by Lorg. Lorg actually taking a 1v1 with Maxbox, getting the med pick on Array 7, allowing his team to have Ubercharge advantage. Zapdy kind of playing on point with Captain. Captain's looking kind of greedy. I see him smacking his lips here, waiting to see where Syringe Gun Noises in Array 7 will roll out so we can get that crits drop.
Yep, Zapdy on the full crits advantage. However, I don't think they know yet, but Theo is giving comms that they are on Cliff. So even though the demo might not see them, you can easily just spam a couple crit stickies, crit pipes over the cliff to blindly kill the other team. So let's see how they approach this situation. Zapdy very reluctant to pop it. I'm not sure if they're going to try to get this defense without having to pop it, but it looks like they're going to wait a while, which is good. You want to bait them in, make them feel secure, and then surprise them with the crits.
Well, we do see that Array 7 is nearing 80% Uber charge. They don't want to wait too long. Oh, and the massive crits right there once again, getting 4 picks. Getting Array 7 as well with the crit sticky, landing it right under his feet and getting explosive damage. Absolute carnage. They did wait just enough time. I think you said that they had to wait it and they baited on the cap, and that's exactly what they did. I think you prophesized that perfectly.
Yeah, like I said, it looked very good for them, but you know, they still had the demo, they still had the medic, even though the rest of the team was dead, they were still able to take that point. And excuse me 1 minute as I look up what exactly that achievement is.
Moltox switching off of degrees.
Yeah, you made a big play in the game. Yeah, you might have gotten the cool frag, but you got the achievement. That's really what matters at the end of the day with that, right?
So using the Scottish resistance, kill 3 players in separate explosions without placing new sticky bombs. Was somebody running Scottish resistance?
I gotta check if I even have that achievement. I may not even have that. Yeah, I don't even know if I have that.
I don't see Captain or Beef on Scottish resistance.
Maybe it's just a bug or something. I don't know, but we have Dan Greene on the Tasha Heavy. Very annoying for everybody, especially on King of the Hill. Zapti popping out to crits. Array 7 going down to Theo, able to redeem himself. Maxbox going at the bomb, taking down Dan Greene. Looks like the Pyro and the Demo do collapse on them. Beef, the only one up, Concrete. He might not be able to go down. We have Captain chasing, not able to get him.
And Zapti once again having Uber charge advantage. They were able to kind of chase everyone out of Concrete on a grass and just kind of make them retreat. But now we see them kind of pressuring again. Syringe gun noises having spawners, and they are going to pressure point with less than a minute remaining on the clock for Sombreros. Can they get point in time before Zapti gets crits? We'll see.
You're right. We have Theo going in for the pick, disguising as Heavy, I think. You know, might disguise as Scout or whatever, but Theo doing what I said he needed to do. He's getting those people that are stranded. Array 7 stranded right now, taken down for the late spawn. Zapti has crits, and gun noises are just now respawning, so I think this is going to be an easy point for Sombreros.
I agree. I mean, Zapti having full crits here. Taking a pipe there, down to 53, but able to tank it. You know, they have full crits at. All they have to do is pretty much just solo Captain. As soon as he sees people on cliff, they could even, all they have to do is just, if they wanted to, they could lay down crit traps on point and just wait for people to start sacking. As they pull up the crits here, getting a pick on Array 7 once again. Does he lay down some crit stickies? Oh, Zapti getting picked off to a Scout there. It's actually kind of looking bad for Sombreros as they actually lose the point there. I gotta be honest, all they had to do was just lay down a few traps on point, and as soon as anybody touched it, all you had to do is detonate. But they did use crits, and they were able to get Array 7 on that, but Zapti was actually getting picked off by a Scout there, so I don't know if it was technically worth it.
Yeah, they were playing really aggressive with crits, and the thing about crits that, you know, you don't have with the stock gun is you're still vulnerable to damage. You can still die, even with when you pop it. And as we see there, we had the soldiers bombing, and the Pyro was coming in, pinching them, being able to take down Zapti. All of Sombreros are trying to push in, being denied by the banner, though.
Agreed. We see a, well, I guess it was a fake bomb from Bonk. He tried to bomb in there, try to create space.
Dan Greene bombed
Zapti
in,
going down to
Zapti.
a rocket from Dan Greene.
And he made it out, too.
Incredible.
We have Chloe Mew just reflecting some. Maxbox being taken down by the spy. We have a bomb in, unable to do anything. We have the Pyro and Demo coming in. Try to synchronize something, but it doesn't look like they're able to get any picks. And just like that, Array 7 is going to have Uber advantage. And is it crits, actually? I think it is. Yes, it is.
Now, folks, as we're ticking down on the time for syringe gun noises, they're at 40 seconds left. It's 40, actually 35 to 0 right now, at least for clock time. So they have to kind of start doing something soon. They are going to get Uber charge. They have about enough time for about one push. However, if it fails, then I would say this round would go to syringe gun noises. But it's all up. Oh my god, the drop on Array 7 and a pick on Nolpox. Theo's going insane. And they're going to use a crit on everybody here. Massive damage from Captain, and they're actually going to pretty much save the round by cleaning up everybody. Skyman unable to do anything by herself. The round goes to Sombreros.
I was actually watching Theo. They were on the caution sign, like the little ammo pack area. And Array 7 was on the concrete area. Theo was right next to him. Array 7 bumped Theo and, you know, calling out, hey, there's a spy near here. Unfortunately, the pyro sprayed flames in the exact place that he was not. And Zapti just decloaked and, you know, killed Array 7. So that was very unlucky of them. But let's see how this mid-fight comes out. Both people rolling out onto Cliff. Theo unable to get anything on that fight. And Dan Greene actually doing the counter-espionage.
Counter-espionage indeed, as they both get both spies get caught out on the mid-fight. Lord also going down. 3 players down on 4. Wow, people keep dying as I'm talking. 3 players down on Team Sombrero. However, Zapti is going to make it out alive with 69% Uber charge on his crits.
Nice.
That is very nice of them. Theo getting caught out here. Thankfully, Noltox playing that combo pyro. They do have full advantage, or full Uber. Looks like the crits is coming out. But the pyro is just denying it, reflecting all the... He just reflected all the rockets back at them, and then they counter-popped the crits. They just got collapsed on.
That was unfortunate. See, Chloe did it well, though. Chloe was able to air blast and pretty much negate all the stickies from Beef right there and pretty much save their own life and be able to back out and regroup with their team. So that was really good for Chloe. Now, we didn't really see that from Null when Captain would use crits. Null would just kind of sit there and not really air blaster. Wasn't in a perfect position to be able to negate the crits. So hopefully we'll see that more out of Nullpox, unless Captain's just going to start farming and getting like 500 DPM instead of 480.
Oh, it was so close there. Theo taking advantage of the pyro being dead and able to pick up some frags. Dan Greene actually switching to sniper here, taking on a one-on-one. Unfortunately, losing that very close to Lorgruk. And by the time that gun noises comes through, the Sombreros should have full crits.
Yep, I can expect what's going to happen. Looks like we see that Syringe gun noises chooses to roll out Cliff. Theo's going to get caught out. Not going to be able to get the stab on Array 7. Array 7 about 40% Uber charge. As we see Captain reloading his pipes, reloading his stickies. Kind of waiting for them to drop down, waiting to see Array 7. He sees Array 7 in his sights. It looks like he's going to charge up a sticky here. Wait for them to drop down. They do use crits. Are they going to get anything, though? Oh, it goes down to Beef with the sticky. Unfortunately, the crits was not worth it. They were not able to get anything with that Uber. Array 7 now at 75% crits Uber. So the exact opposite could happen. Once Beef is up, they could charge up a sticky and try to drop anybody who's walking through Cliff or Main.
Yes, that's right. Theo going for the play that actually won them the round last time. Dan Greene flanking for Zapti, not able to get anything. Able to see the team trying to push through Cliff. But because they're all grouped up, this could be fatal here. Come on, Beef. Get the crits. He gets 1, he gets 2. Array 7 actually going down to the soldier, but that is going to be the better point for syringe gun noises.
See, they chose the crits play as well, and it looks like fighting with fire is working for them. So, you know, they got to pick on a Captain and Chloe. There are 2 really good players that have done a lot for this team so far, at least for Sombrero. And actually, they're going to take point and are starting to lose it here. We do see Zapti with full Uber charge advantage right now. Will they bring out the crits on the Captain? Looks like they're getting ready to pop. Captain going to get knocked up in the air. Zapti getting dropped by Dan Greene coming in from behind, getting 3 picks there. Massive plays from Dan, just completely inconspicuous and going to get a drop on a Zapti before they use the crits. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, we have 26 seconds remaining on the side for Syringe gun noises. Can they actually make the comeback? We'll see.
Yep, we saw Max Fox doing a bomb, laying down some base damage, being able to clean up on that frag. Looks like Sombreros are coming through. They are getting advantages, getting picks. However, they do have to watch out for Array 7 because he does have almost 80%. Almost gets caught out here. Time ticks down, and it's only Noltox coming up there. Probably going to die, maybe by Theo or the Scout, trying to collapse in here. Unable to make it out. and it looks like Zapti is going to have the crits for whenever Gun Noises tries to push in. Theo going behind in spawn, but however, it is the very opposite of the map that Gun Noises is pushing out from.
I'm just looking at Maxbox spy checking every now and then. He's even sick of Theo's shenanigans. He gets, ironically, he gets backstabbed.
Caster's Curse. Full crits for Zapti, popping it out. However, you have to watch for Dan Greene doing the Dan flank, along with Skyman doing another flank. However, Zapti does go down to Skyman. Good job there, doing the double flank. Pyro coming in, Noltox trying to recover the point, taking on the scout, taking on the demo. He's got the reflex, he can do this.
We see
Maxbox
Noltox trying
coming
to
in for the
both
aid.
deny Lorg and Captain. They actually do get a pick onto Null there. Null is going to die. So a lot of players left remaining. They are going to have to back out. Ray 7 does have Uber Charge though. It's kind of holding on to it, waiting for the right moment. They do have a substantial amount of cap time, and they finish it.
Man, this game is so close.
It is. You know, I didn't think that this game would be as close and just kind of back and forth as it is. But, you know, as we saw Beef and Array 7 just kind of getting off quick fix and saying, you know what? They're running crits, so are we. We're going to mirror them. It's been working out for them. I think it's a really good decision on their part. So kudos to Array 7 and Beef for kind of fighting with what they were, kind of giving Zapti a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, of course. Right here, trying to push in. Theo might be decloaking. Noltox getting a nice reflect pill onto Nickeltoon. I can imagine in comms, why'd you shoot out of the Pyro? That's always the thing. But right in here, Sombreros getting pushed back. Captain unable to take the point while his rival Beef goes in. Maxbox being taken down. Theo taken down. Zapti almost with crits, along with Array 7 Zapti, 12 HP, and gets taken down by Skyman, recovering that.
Array 7 out here with full crits add. They kind of want to do something with this. I can sense it. They want to see where they're coming out of and charge up a sticky. And here we go. Beef gets his revenge because it happened to him from Captain charging up those stickies and dropping Array 7 so many times. He's had enough of it. He's like, you know what? I'm going to do it as well. So they are going to catch Theo here, or at least they saw a flash of him on concrete. Theo actually is going to escape the flames of Null and survive another day. Will he get a drop on Array 7? We'll see. He's a pretty good spy. He's pretty adaptable. Been able to wrap his way around Null so far and get so many picks on Array 7. You know, maybe he could score his team a huge momentous play and get a pick on Array 7 and completely nullify his Uber.
Yeah, as we see here, Zapti is building at spawn, and you know, they try to go in for a sack, try to go in for that force. However, because they're not running any soldiers and not really a demo coming in for the sack, they're unable to bomb in and force them. That no restriction kind of coming in. Oh, and the drop from Beef onto Zapti, onto the cliff. They just, you know, ran under the bridge and did a lob, and Zapti going down, unable to crits back onto them.
Wow, that was, we definitely, I was kind of watching that unfold. He kind of missed the first 3 stickies, but was able to arc the last one right into Zapti's face. Zapti kind of tasted metal right there with the crit sticky. So he kind of landed it at the very end, which did work out for them since, once again, they have Uber Charge advantage. You know, all the time has been ticking on the side of Syringe Gun Noises. So far, they've been able to bring it back. And, you know, the Sombreros haven't really been able to counter the counter.
That's right, Skyman coming in for another flank, trying to take on Zapti. Gets 1, gets 2. Oh, peppers him down to 29 HP, unable to finish it off. But Skyman trying to go back. Max getting taken down by Theo. Array 7 dying somewhere in that fight. And the other scouts coming in. You know, Skyman, you couldn't do it, but I'm going to try. But Captain says, no, neither of you going to get it. By the time that Gun Noises respawns, Sombreros should come back. Theo hiding, gets Beef, oh no! Oh man, almost like basically spawn camped, but by the time that they go cliff, Zapti 85, 90. We need 5 more seconds. Tell us where the med is and we'll drop them back.
And we're going to see Null drop down first. They are going to use Uber. Interesting why. There wasn't a lot of pressure on Syringe Gun side. They did see Null drop down and start spraying flames, but I don't really know if there was a reason to use there unless he was being pressured by a scout from behind. But nevertheless, they did, and were able to clean up 3 players on Team Syringe Gun. Zapti is going to back up, voluntarily going to back up to Cliff, start playing a little bit passive. Captain doesn't really want to back up with them, kind of wants to stay on point, says there's no reason to really play as passive. They did get a pick onto Ray 7, so it was worth it. We see a 2v1 here as Beef tries to contest point, fighting Captain here.
The flank,
and Dan Greene
Greene
come from
taking
behind
down.
and getting the pick on Zapti. Unsuspecting play. He's like a spy with a scattergun.
Just like that, they're taking it back. I don't know why I just did that accent, but it's my inner engineer on me and American. Oh my gosh, Noltuck's flying in the air. Xbox
It's bringing out the inner Texan of all of us.
Sorry, I'm an American. Trying to recuperate on Cliff. Theo right behind, waiting for them to turn their heads. However, Noltux has been pretty good on the combo pyro. They've been looking out. Just like that, Theo taken down. Looks like we have another, basically spy, but it's Bonk as a scout. They are trying to take point while the medic is playing very passive, unable to be taken down. Skyman going in, trying to apply pressure onto Zapti and Captain to go back into spawn.
And they definitely have a time for about one play, but that's all they have. They have 30 seconds left on the clock for Syringe Gun. If they can't make it work, that's it. That's the round for Syringe Gun. So as we see them walking out of main right now, Captain kind of charging up a sticky, seeing Maxbox on top of Rock there, pressuring him off. They do use the crits. Beef getting a pick on a Captain. And Noltuck's also getting a crit flare. Oh my god, the crits is crazy. Crits everywhere on Cliff in main, getting some massive picks. Looks like this round is going to go to Syringe Gun.
Theo, come back. Get a 4K. Unable to do it.
Wow, a lot of crits there. We saw some crit stickies out of Beef's Arsenal. We also saw a crit flare from Noltox there. So they actually were able to secure the victory there. Beef laid waste. He had enough of it. All that pent-up rage on having Array 7 be stabbed by Theo. All the rage of getting dropped to Captain stickies. He had enough of it, and he decided to do the exact same thing that Captain was doing to him, and it worked out for him. They won 2 rounds in a row. It was absolutely spectacular to see both teams battle it out on Sunshine and Product. I think it was a good game, and it was very close. I mean, you and I even discussed how we didn't really think it was going to be this close on Product, but you know what, it was. And I think both teams battled until the end.
Can I just yell about one thing? Because I actually just messaged Captain and he replied back. 630 DPM for Captain. What?
Well, they were running crits, so...
Yeah, absolutely.
Still,
it's absolutely crazy.
I know.
Still, 630 DPM. I want to say words that Wiethoofd will not let me say. That is just incredible. Sorry, that's all I'm going to say. Also, 25 backstabs from Theo. Someone please stop this man. All right. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here.
Thanks for watching till the end. Like and sub to see more of our TF2 content, and visit this playlist to get the rest of the TFConnect 2020 shenanigans.